Hello, this is John Hosick, and today we're going to talk about some fun flowers that we can actually get out of our yard, or somebody else's yard. Oop, just kidding. Um, if you do get them out of somebody's yard, ask them first. But we're going to talk about spring flowers and tulips, and I think this is a kind of a fun little twist on how we can make a quick centerpiece. We're all looking for some beautiful joy and some fun color in our house. So this is a quick, easy way that we can do a fun centerpiece. Well, this first product that I have here on my station is curly willow. So, and there again, it's using a product that we can actually put in a container. Curly willow works. Weeping willow is amazing. The weeping sweeps of the weeping willow, you can twist those up. Red twig dogwood, things of that nature. What we want to do is we're going to give ourselves a grid in a container. But if you've noticed on these, this is a fresh curly willow out of my yard, so I didn't cut it out of somebody else's yard. As I said, if you cut it, make sure you ask them first. And it's starting to leaf out a little bit, so I'm going to remove these little leaves off of here because this is actually going to go in our water line under the water, and I really don't want to have any foliage in the water if I can help it. It just makes the water stay a little bit cleaner. So I'm just removing the extra leaves that are just starting to leaf out. And just probably today, I planted several curly willow trees in the backyard, and I'm like, oh, I get a score, I gotta go cut off of them. The trees are like, no, 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 but of course they're gonna get haircuts all season long as I get a few goodies off of there. But as you can see, I'm just cleaning the branches up. So all fellow peeps of all types, and this is what this is for, is for all of us to be able to do something fun. And I see there's one more branch there with a few more leaves on it, so let's take those off of there. And what I'm going to do next is sweep off my little bit of a mess of my little station here. So everything's pretty clean, and I'm going to cut these into a little bit of smaller pieces. And all these little elements, and I'm going to save that for another project another day, but for this one, we don't really need that. And I'm going to use a bubble bowl, so just a fun glass bubble bowl. Something that you have around the house works really, really well, which is no problem. And I'm going to manipulate these around my hand, just kind of a nice little simple rolling them around my hand so I can actually insert these into the bowl. So this is what we would call a kubari grid. So a lot of times in Asian form, the kenzans that we'd actually do our floral design into, this is that same concept. But adding a few of these branches, and I actually have plenty in there, but I actually don't need that piece, so I'm going to move them off to the side. But I want to do a little diagonal, so I'm going to do one more this direction just to kind of insert that in there. And this one little kid that's starting to fly out, we're going to put that one inside also. So what this is going to give us is a natural grid on the inside of the container, kubari in its sense, so it would make it a very fun way to be able to put the flowers in. And I'm going to add just a little bit of fresh water. So filling it up, and the other nice thing about it is the curly willow, we know it's going to start sprouting and leafing out. It's going to start getting some roots to it. But I just wanted to say, go to your local flower shop or out in your backyard and pull some fun tulips. Just beautiful tulips this time of year are just simple and fun. And this technique is just really, really easy to do. And again, tulips are phototropic and geotropic. So phototropic, they're going to go towards the sunlight. Geotropic, you lay them down, their little heads are going to go up. So you got to realize they're going to move, and the design is going to change every day that we do this. So a lot of times when we're working with things of this nature, you may want to take some of the extra leaves off, and you're going to have to play with it a little bit just to see, but you can see just that first insertions allowing that stem to stay right where I'd like for it to go. I'm going to take a few of the leaves off just to make my design be a little bit simpler. So proportions, think of your container's height. I'm just kind of bringing that proportion all the way around to make it a nice even flow. We call it radial style. Everything's radiating out from the same point of axis. So think of a clock when you're putting this together. You have your 9 o'clock, your 3 o'clock, 6 and 12, whichever direction. Like that leaf there, he's going to probably be a little bit in the way, so I'm going to take him off. So just kind of start with that 4 little X's, and we're just going to start breaking up these lines. We're going to put one in the center. So you see this triangle that we've created here? We're going to start breaking those triangles up, and I've got red and white tulips, as you can see. So I'm going to into that triangle. I'm going to break that one up there. I have a triangle here. I'm going to break this one up here. And see how nice that grid is holding those together? It just makes it so easy. Again, this triangle here, breaking one up in there. And I'm not really worried if they're going to move around a little bit. So if you don't have enough curly willow or enough of a grid, it really allows them to float around a little bit more. And I'm just giving them a little fresh cut. You can use your snips on these if you want to, but they're, again, just one bunch of tulips, and this would be a standard bunch of tulips from your local florist. I mentioned, go to your local florist and pick up some fresh flowers. It really makes a big difference and brings everyone's spirits up. Or if you have some out in your garden, to be able to take those out of your garden, that makes a big difference too. So on my 10th one, and I'm just going to start breaking up spaces now. Once the eye visually has 5 in there, you really don't see all these different spots. So we're just going to start filling in spots now. And again, if it looks like there's too many leaves, we have plenty of leaves in the design itself. I'm just going to start breaking them up. And if they want to move around a little bit, they're going to have a little bit of mind of their own anyway. So I'm really not going to worry about it. And I'm just kind of going back and forth and filling. Lift that little kid up and pushing that one in there. And as I've mentioned, tulips have a tendency, they're going to keep moving. And what's nice about this technique is they're all going to start growing upwards. I can adjust them, I can move them around and make them look fresh again each day in the design itself. So it just kind of gives us a fun way to be able to be playful with tulips. And you can see how quick and easy, it doesn't have to be brain surgery, but to pull some of these beautiful flowers, and even this summer when you have gardens going on in your backyard, you can go out and pull some goodies there, or there again, go to your local floral shop and pick up some fresh flowers to have on your dining room table. And you can see a centerpiece can happen in a matter of seconds, and it's just beautiful. And it's one of those things that brings a beautiful, a little bit shorter there, a beautiful energy to your table, and just making it very pretty. So we'll clean up some of these little vase pieces off of here, give those a little toss into there, and clean our table up. And you can see how quick and easy, just doing a fun centerpiece, a kubari grid with curly willow on the inside, and just 2 bunches of tulips, how beautiful that can be, how it can be. Let's bring springtime in, and let's bring beautiful flowers in our houses every day. And thank you for watching, and I'm John Hozick.